Hey everybody, and welcome to Let's Look at Synthetik. I know you're saying NL, please God, not another DAE programming Erase Start at Zero game. I swear to you. This is not ad. This is a DAE Erase Start at One game. I'm being sarcastic with a tone of indifference and ambivalence, but I shouldn't be because Synthetik is a roguelite. It's a twin-stick shooter. Very, I guess you could say it's in the same sort of genetic class as something like a Nuclear Throne or an Enter the Gungeon, but it's more cyberpunk. I guess Nuclear Throne, I'm not going to say that it's necessarily more fast-paced, but I guess that's a little bit more arcadey than Synthetik is. And Enter the Gungeon, I don't know, it feels a little bit more roguelitey than Synthetik does, which feels a little bit more like a traditional action game, but I only have about an hour in it so far. Just came out, got a lot of buzz. I got people tweeting me, hey, play Synthetik. I look at it and I go, you know what, you're right, that looks pretty good. We're going to check it out here. I played about an hour myself so far. I bought it myself. It's available on Steam. It's not in early access. Not that that necessarily means that much in this day and age. For now, I'm just gonna... Wait a minute. Can I choose one of these? I don't think so. Those are just passive benefits. So this is your loadout screen, essentially, right now. One of the things that's kind of key about this game, and I haven't checked it out yet, but we're going to check it out on the NLSS today, is that there is online multiplayer, which is pretty cool, and there are... I mean, I can't vouch for whether or not it works. I will say that. But there are items, and I don't know if we have any of them here, but there are items that allow you to actually buff your party a little bit. It's not really like an RPG sort of system, but it does seem like you can sort of get auras or something like that that can help out your party. But again, your mileage may vary. I do not know yet. We're just going to start up a run here, and I'll give you... a little bit of an idea of how things work. I may well... Let me take a couple shots here. It's a little loud, but I think you're going to be able to hear me. So, here, before we start moving here, this is who you are in Synthetik. Right now I'm playing as the Guardian class, which is like a beginner class. Important things to note before we get started. These guys, on the other side of the screen, these are not good boys. We would like to end their lives and progress to the next level. You do more damage depending on where you hit them and depending on enemy type. So if we shoot them in the head, even though it's like an isometric game, if we shoot them in the head, we'll do the most damage, and if we shoot them elsewhere, maybe they're armored or something, they'll take less damage. There's enemies with shields, there's robotic enemies that self-destruct and explode, enemies shoot rockets, grenades, lasers, mines, etc., etc. On the bottom of the screen, HP plus shields. Shields work the same way they work in most of these games, where when your shields are depleted, that's the time when you start taking HP damage. We have a core... which is basically, for us right now, it's a combo system. So we get more max health the faster we kill enemies, I believe. And stuns fade twice as fast. And less movement inaccuracy. Okay. We also have Enrage, which when we active reload, which I'll do right now, even though we should not do because it does waste ammo, and ammo is a precious resource, plus they're looking at me now. We get a benefit out of that. And the same with the iframe. Don't worry about that too much. Finally, on the left side, we have Methadone, which is like a buff for us, and we have a grenade that we can use on the regular, and it charges like an ability in a MOBA or something like that, that we can use to stun enemies and initiate or maybe get us out of a bad situation. Then beyond that, we have a dash that can be used now and then. So it's a very interesting way of... That was my passive taser, by the way, which is the other thing in between the Methadone and the grenade. It's a very interesting approach to take in a shooting roguelite. Because usually, in something like Gungeon... Oh, our gun is jammed. There we go. In something like Gungeon, you know, it's a button to reload. There's no active reload unless you get a specific item. You don't have to worry about, you know, if you reload, you're not wasting ammo in Gungeon, etc., etc., etc. In this... It kind of marries the roguelite conceit with another game that a lot of people are probably familiar with called Receiver. And the way the Receiver worked was like, it was a super... I mean, it wasn't really a roguelite necessarily, but it was a first-person shooter that was supposed to have like... Oh, this guy... It's a self-destructor! I took my shields down. It's supposed to have realistic mechanics, so like you have to chamber the bullets properly and... Oh, God. Dude, thank God for this. I am bad. You had to chamber the bullets properly and, you know, load magazines in the right order. This is obviously one step in realism below that, of course. I've never seen this before. This scares me a great deal. It's a med kit, which I'm going to walk over there. It also gave me another methadone charge, which I think because we had full charge, it leveled up. But again, these are, you know, in any roguelite, it takes a little while to figure out exactly how all these systems interact, and in this one in particular, because the combat is a little bit more complex than in most roguelites of the same scope, where you spend most of your time just shooting at enemies until they die. Okay, it's another med kit. There should be ammo somewhere on this floor for us. The other thing, and I'm not really doing a great job getting my point across, because it's, to be honest with you, a hard game to play. That was not a good idea. A hard game to play and talk over at the same time, because there's a lot of things going on. You do more damage, or you don't do more damage, but your bullets are more accurate. Oh, God. The more you stand still. I'm actually going to pick up that other med kit, unfortunately. So if you're standing still, your bullets go, like, pretty much exactly where they're supposed to, at least with the pistol here. Oh, my gun's jammed. I'm taking way too much damage here early on, and I beg for your sympathy. Wait for those shields. So you really do, you want to move, you want to dodge bullets, but at the same time, in a lot of situations you want to stand still, especially if you're aiming from far away so you can actually hit enemies reliably. And yeah, I know, I'm wasting 2 bullets now and then, but I think sometimes it's worth the trade-off just to make sure that you're initiating in time. Maybe this is a teleporter? No, it is definitely just something that hurts you really badly. So we have a little guardian with us as well. He does a great job of telling us when there's things that we can pick up. I actually deserve to die. End me. Just end me, dude. We did not start well here. Okay, so we're dead. Let's do a little bit better. Continue. You unlock new stuff. You also, data is like the currency that you can use. Nice. The currency that you can use to purchase things, like you can purchase upgrades for your class and stuff like that, weapons, and well, I'll just show you, like if you go to this. You see we start with a, just a pistol, but we can get to a better pistol by completing the gameplay survey, which I have not done, but, you know, by using data. We only have 60 so far. You lose it unless you find, like, data caches or you kill the boss, which I've only managed to do one time. So we're just going to start up with the same class just for familiarity's sake. For the time being, and we'll try to be a little bit better this time, now that I've explained the basic mechanics. The one thing you might be missing out on, and I tried to explain it, but I don't think I did a great job, is there was a taser. Oh, Lord. Deviation plus, mag size plus, mag size plus. So that upgrades our weapon. I think now we have a larger capacity, but our recoil might be worse. You're seeing, like, occasionally an electric bolt coming out of my gun. That's, like, my active taser here. Or auto taser, I should say. So, whenever it charges, my next shot has a electrical charge associated with it. And that electrical charge stuns enemies and does a lot of damage as well. Excuse me, sir. I would prefer not to. These are mines on the ground. I mean, you've played video games before. I'm sure you're aware of that. And we can sort of see, like, when the enemies are about to use attacks sometimes. There's enemies that are basically buildings. And they can be super annoying and have, like, really powerful abilities. So, I'm trying. Oh, Lord, we've made a terrible mistake already. Health critical. I think in general, it might surprise you. I'm not as bad as I appear to be at the game. I hope, at least. Now, luckily, that was just a stun mine. I actually have had a couple of runs that were relatively successful. Come on! A couple of runs that were relatively successful. I've beaten a boss in the game. Now, I don't know if that's, like, the equivalent of me beating Monstro, and I'm going like, I don't know, you guys, I'm actually pretty good. But if I wanted to, like, describe the game in the gist of it, like, the most easy way to describe it is that it's basically like Nuclear Throne with kind of like more crunchy gun mechanics. Oh, we have an item. Target Cogitator, automatic aiming. While active, all shots lock on to the nearest enemy with reduced recoil and increased fire rate. Okay, so it's like auto aim. That seems perfect for me. Yo, that does seem very good. I haven't used the Methadone at all yet, by the way, which I definitely should. Eject. Oh, there's so much to focus on. Okay, pop the Methadone, which is going to give us, like, damage resistance, then get in here. 7 bullets left. We're alright, we're alright. Grab this other weapon, because this is kind of like the main conceit of the game. Ooh, we just got a sniper rifle. So if you'll give me a moment. Oh. So it's like a tungsten sniper rifle. It has headshot damage up and 5% critical chance. Every weapon has, like, different parameters. There might be some more things for us to get on this floor. There's a bolt right there. I have no idea what happens. You can collect 6 bolts. You can collect 3 cores. I've never completed it. Now, I'm going to avoid using the, there's our map, by the way. I do wish the map were a little bit more, you know, robust. Because sometimes, you know, in any roguelite, there's kind of, except for something like FTL, I guess, where you can't really go back. Part of the loop of the game is being like, hey, there's HP, but I don't need HP right now. So I'm going to go back and get it later. So I'm looking at my map, and I'm just like, this is more or less basically useless, but maybe that'll change. The reason I'm not using the sniper rifle is because the sniper rifle has limited ammo, so I prefer to save it for more difficult encounters. And this is how you leave a floor. You stand on this thing. It's a teleporter. It takes you down to the next level. If you complete 4 biomes, you get to fight the boss. And we'll see if we can get there. I've only managed to get 1 boss fight so far. I've botched this miserably. So that's a mine thrower that I'm shooting right now. There's a lot of enemy variety, actually. This guy can be extremely annoying. I'm jammed. I'm trying to work on my dodge a little bit more, but the attacks come out so quickly a lot of the time that it's hard to figure it out. There is a little bit of clunkiness occasionally with the interface as well. Alpha test new medication. Warning, error string 23. Sure, why not? So we take these. These are kind of like difficulty modifiers. I think they use a lot of buttons on the keyboard, so you actually do use Y and N, which can be a little annoying when you're used to most games and just have like an interact button, but you get used to it pretty quick. So sure, let's try it. What does this do? Negative reaction. We got a credit. I didn't see what happened, but I have noticed our HP doesn't look that hot. Alright, so we should have waited until we shot more, because we'd only used 1 bullet from our sniper rifle at the time. These guys are like alarm bots. I do also sometimes, oh lord. I don't mean to suggest that it's the game's fault and not my fault. Run. Yo, this is not good. But I do sometimes... Switch weapons, you fool! I have trouble parsing, like, what cover is actually cover, and what cover is only half high. We deserve to die here. I'm just like, sometimes you get in these modes where you're, like, exclusively dodging. Get a teleporting freaking Boba Fett over here. We get in these modes where we're, like, exclusively dodging, and then, we start to kite a bunch of enemies, and then you run out of, ammo, and you just decide, you know what? My brain has given up on this one. There is also an overheating mechanic, which you can see when I shoot, this little, like, semi-transparent bar goes up there. That's my overheating level. If it gets too hot, I actually don't know what happens. I think it might increase chances of jamming. Like Bob Marley. I'm loving the auto-aim. I'm not loving my HP. It would be nice to pick up some kind of medical crate. Like this. Okay, wait, I can't take the time to explain it. This gives me good incentive to survive. Thank you. I'm shooting too fast on this gun. My recoil's like out of control. So on this guy, we definitely want to use the sniper. And shoot around cover. And probably reload is another good suggestion. Oh, dude, they also have these laser enemies that will shoot at me until I can kill this laser lord, who is this guy right here. We don't have to kill everything on the floor to leave, by the way. That's just kind of me taking a moment. So because of the isometric perspective, I think the game has a really unique look to it, but at the same time, you know, I can't tell what's half cover. The boxes are kind of a better example. Like, the boxes are quite clearly half cover, and then the shipping containers are quite clearly full cover, but sometimes when I find myself in a situation like here, I get confused. I guess it's just a railing so you can shoot over it, but, and in hindsight, that's not really all that confusing at all, but it is the kind of thing that's a little bit more tricky to parse quickly when you're in a frenetic situation, which happens quite frequently. What a small floor. So we're still alive, and, oh, we got another bolt there as well. Truth be told, I don't think we're doing that poorly. Maybe we should try using the sniper, the 420 sniper dragon. You can play, and other classes play differently apparently. Like they start with a different loadout that might be like stealthier or something like that. I don't know what we got. I think it was ammo, unfortunately. I say unfortunately just because we haven't fired that often yet. Okay, so if we can kill this guy before he knows what's up. He knows what's up. Try it again. Maybe we can try to take this from a different tact. Now, I don't know what this over here is. I'm hoping it's good for me. Core, okay. So it's some kind of like optional quest objective, I think. We just picked up a med kit as well. We may actually have a chance to fight a boss on this one. Okay, so you can't see me. It's a good time to pop. Oh god, you should probably always reload before you switch weapons. Or before you get into an encounter anyway. Dude, I am actually mega bad right now. I need to play online just so some of you can carry me. There we go. Now you are a little annoying. If I do that, sneak up there. Sometimes there's friendly fire between units, so by like setting up the crossfire properly, you can get units to hit each other, but it's not really like a, it doesn't work like Into the Breach, would be a good way to describe it. It's not the kind of thing I think you deliberately set up. It's my experience so far, at least. Oh, we got some kind of crate there. I have no idea what that is. Don't hit me. I'm getting an item. Body upgrade. So I think we just got extra shield regeneration, extra currency, and a little extra experience. That's nice, actually, because experience is something that I think is going to be in short supply. No! Because I'm not playing that well. So let's go full auto aim. These robots are the spawn of a, the spawn of, like, one of those building-sized enemies. Wasting so much ammo. So we should really prioritize that guy, because he's being a total jerk right now. No! So as you can tell, there's a little, it can become pretty fast-paced. And again, that's kind of why it's not the easiest game to talk over while you're playing it at the same time, but we'll try one more run here with something I've never done. We didn't really get all the synergies I was looking for, but there you go. We leveled up once, I think. We got a B, which doesn't seem correct. And, yeah. Close that. No. Continue. Yeah, there we go. The layout's a little weird. Like, it kind of feels like a web app or something like that, but I digress. So there's all sorts of things you can change within a class, by the way, as you unlock them. When you hit level 10, we get another benefit here. That's item shops have steeper discounts. I've never bought anything from an item shop, but that's probably because I'm bad. We did get weapon mastery, so we can put that in one of these slots. These are traits. Shotguns have a 12% chance of not consuming ammo and adding one shell to spare ammo when fired. Chance thirded for other weapons. Stunning effects last longer. That seems cool. And then, you know, we could get rid of Methadone for like a health vial. Instantly regenerates a fixed amount of team members' health. Last charge heals double. Gains charges by vial pickups, but is destroyed at 0 charges. And then again, different guns, and we'll play as a different class as well. So just close that. Again, sometimes the interface, a little wonky. Specialist. Status effects, elemental effects, and strong utility. Advanced. Offensive with sustained firepower and assault rifle bonus is intermediate. Offensive with stealth, strong weapon mechanics, and DMR rifle bonus. Let's try this. I've never played as the rogue before. Suppressed pistol with high accuracy. Teleport grenade. Disorienting and slowing enemies in a large area, not a teleport. Deals 20% maximum health damage to targets hit, max 1,000 damage. Fires a custom heavy power bolt after a delay, dealing high damage and gaining damage on each target pierced. Okay. Using a teleporter heals for 75% maximum health of all team members. Entering a boss room or finding a vial pickup grants a strong health regeneration buff. Headshots have a 50% chance of refunding bullets. Okay, cool. Let's give it a try. So yeah, this is Synthetik. I'm still very much like parsing together even the most basic mechanics of the game despite having played for a decent length of time. Wow, that actually is a lot of damage. And the pistol seems so much more accurate. But I'm assuming like we're way less tanky as a result. Because I've played video games before. And the pistol's like fully piercing. So far so good. That's neat. So far, I think that's the word I've definitely most used to describe Synthetik. As much as I love roguelites, and you know that they might be my favorite. Oh no, Chrono Troopers. It's like the police in Nuclear Throne. I didn't realize, I mean, I could assume that the alarms would probably cause a problem if you don't do anything about them, but I didn't realize that it was like shock troopers come out. As much as I love roguelites, a lot of roguelites kind of suffer from being very similar, in my opinion. Whoa. Like, you know, there's a lot of games that come out, and they're like, hey, remember Nuclear Throne? We're that, but this time we made it. Or like, and this is not meant to be insulting, necessarily, but, you know. Hey, remember The Binding of Isaac? That was a good game. Well, we made our own version of The Binding of Isaac that, you know, is heavily inspired, but most of the time, not necessarily that good as compared to the original. Not as good, I should say, you know. Often imitated, never duplicated. Synthetik seems like it's kind of putting much more of its own unique spin on things with the interesting gun mechanics and the focus on kind of a different loop than most roguelites normally have. The other thing you need to know is that apparently I am just god-awful at it. Like, extremely terrible. I don't know if I'm firing too often, not often enough. Might as well trigger the teleporter. Not using cover enough, trying to play too slow when using cover too much. I got no idea, dude. But I'm trying, okay? I think, I'm not totally convinced that it's gonna be, you know, one of the top tier echelons of roguelite. But I think there's a reasonable chance that a lot of people are gonna have a good time with it. Want to buy healing vials. Offer. Item trade. I'm gonna say no. See you later. Because I don't think I have any healing vials to begin with. Did it to yourself. Please. No! The other thing is, it's a much less, at least to start with, a much less casual game than a lot of roguelites are. And you know, roguelites have a reputation for being pretty hard, but who amongst us hasn't done a casual, like, Isaac or Spelunky run? Just be cool. I am not even close, or even a casual Slay the Spire run, right? I'm not even close to hitting that level. Oh, pick one, okay. I want more HP if possible. Health regen, thank you. I'm not even close to that level in this game. Mind you, again, I've got approximately 0 time whatsoever, like just over 1 hour in it. It's definitely a game I can see myself playing more often than the average roguelite I play on Steam. Particularly because I like the fact that it's a little bit more mechanically dense than a lot of games in the genre tend to be. Sometimes still getting confused by the environments, but you know what? Life goes on. I don't know what confusion does. Like, I don't know if they take more damage or if they're, like, you know, more spread on their shots, less accurate on their shots to begin with. Should work on sidestepping. That seems to be working. I'll try sidestepping. That's a good trick. And if the roguelite, or sorry, if the online works, which again, probably the sort of thing I should check to begin with. Homing missiles. Fires a homing missile on weapon shots, seeking the nearest target. Let's see how that goes. That's the kind of thing that really sets it apart from your average roguelite, which definitely does not have online multiplayer, as you know, has been established about 100,000 times. So we really, it seems like upgrade kit improves a weapon. It seems like we want to try to pierce as many enemies as possible. And it's not going to be possible in every situation to do that, but we're going to do our darndest. I also want to see upgrade kit. Improves damage of the currently held weapon and allows the building of one of many varied attachments. Let's do it. Okay, what do we want? And reload, all heat is vented and unspent bullets will return to spare ammo. That seems really good. 30% chance to get double ammo from pickups. Active reloading grants one varied temporary buffs. You know, let's try that. It's a little bit more interesting. Even though conserving all of our ammo is also good, this is our default pistol. So I'm assuming if we run out of ammo for this, we got bigger problems, you know what I mean? So now we got an increased fire rate, temporarily. Now, that means we do put a lot of focus on actually landing the active reload, but nice. Oh. So more than even just making it through this floor adequately, I think we're actually relatively strong. Like, we got weirdo synergies. Okay, we finally found the exit. This might be a relatively survivable run. I gotta admit, I'm liking the homing missiles as well, although the fact that it didn't kill you there makes me very upset. HP looks like it's still doing okay. And don't forget about your new weapon. Please stop taking dumb damage like this. I missed the active reload, dude. I got distracted by my own inadequacy. Laser rifle. Let's give it a shot. Anti-shield. Shield generator. So does it let us generate our shields faster as well? Wow, the spread on it is absurd. So I believe that laser weapons, if I've watched the tooltips appropriately, laser weapons are much better against shields and a little bit worse against regular enemies. See, that was gorgeous. I love that. The other thing is, I don't know if I've ever played... I mean, the way I'm playing right now, it looks like I've never played a video game before. I'll give you that one. But I don't know if I've ever played an isometric shooter where standing still gives you a bonus. Let's go. It looks like you can change the destination, but I've never done so because I'm worried I'll get myself into trouble. Just want to sneak in there. Just trying to sneak past you. Okay, I've made a terrible mistake. Feel like... Oh, no, troopers. Feel like this is the weapon you use to get yourself out of a jam. Our weapon is far too hot. I guess we could switch weapons during that as well. So yeah, again, it's just kind of a unique approach. You know what? I'm going to be an idiot, and I'm going to mainline this teleporter. And you can already tell this is not a good decision. I have been blown up immediately. I was like, I'll go to the teleporter because I can just leave and maybe fight a boss. That was not smart, but hey, we did level up. So I think I played pretty horribly, but we did collect 5 data, which we can use to improve ourselves in the future. It's not an easy game. I want to point that out. You might be looking at this and saying, how is this idiot dying? Prove me wrong. You know, beat me. What did I get here? Evasive maneuvers. Evasive maneuvers. Let's equip evasive maneuvers. Increases dodge chance by 8%. Okay. This is Synthetik. It's really cool and I'm garbage at it. It's 15 bucks on Steam. It's not in early access. It seems neat. I'm eager to see what high-level play of this looks like, as I may never experience it for myself. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. And there's a link to pick up Synthetik on Steam if you're interested. For now, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time.